Good morning, traders. So we're still using the Bill Williams theory and looking at the Dow Jones this morning. So last week's trade in the last 2 days played out quite well. We hit targets spot on. It was pretty much there. And what I didn't do last week was to look for my secondary target, which is basically the swing low here. Okay, we haven't hit it, but you'll see on the lower time frames how we hit the 200 and the sellers stepped in straight away. Okay, now being the 200 daily moving average or exponential moving average, I expect us to have another period like this. So a day or two of consolidation. Now, if that happens, then you can anticipate another move to the upside. Now, what I have done here, and they're not really that clean, so let's just delete them. So there are two trend lines. The first one is that one. Okay, first touch, second touch. So that's definitely an area I want to watch. And then obviously we broke above there with that trend line. So first touch, second touch. So those are kind of the areas that I'm looking at. We do have an inside tail here. Then we've got another inside tail, which is here. Okay, then the last thing we want to do is just take a Fibonacci and see where we are. So we threw the 61.8 and 72.4 is the next level, which is pretty much in this congested zone that I've drawn. Okay, so these three lines here. So this is an area of interest, and I think the bears are sitting here waiting. Now we've had a gradual climb, bit of consolidation, gradual, and then an exhaustion bar straight up to a level being the 200 daily EMA. Lots of warning signals, not cells, and oscillators all grouped in the upside as well. So if we look at the 4 hour, nothing really is right home about. Trend is very strong to the upside. Yes, we are grouped in the sell area, and we are at a level. And you can see the bears, the early bears are still trying, but the trend is still up. So for me, I'm still anticipating a bit of a pullback and then another attempt at the previous highs. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, so you can see from an hourly perspective, you can see prices high, higher high, high, lower low. Okay, that's diversions, and that is continuation diversions. Okay, you can see the diversions on the top, double top on the top, where the price made a new high. Okay, so that diversion has played out, and we're now consolidating here. I'm expecting another attempt to the upside. Okay, now you can see this bottom line was the daily 200 EMA, and you can see on the hour how we hit it, and then immediately sold off. And then made another attempt at it. Okay, so I expect this area to be pretty tough to get through. So this 200 daily EMA is going to be a tough nut to crack. So I'd expect quite a bit of volatility around this area. Okay, ideally for me, I'd like to get in long again further down. So when I say further down, somewhere around this area here. But that would erase most of yesterday's gains, which may not happen. Okay, now the other thing from a price action is I'm looking for a second move down. So this has been a gap down and sideways, and another move up. So in other words, what I'm looking for is, and this is going to be pretty difficult to ascertain, but you can see how this double top target pretty much comes down to 24478. Okay, so 24478 is an area that I'd be looking to get long again. Right. Let's just get further down. So looking at the half hour, you see we have had a half hour close below double top neckline. There it is there. But we also have diversions building here as well. Okay, so there's the low, low, lower low, low, high. So I think what's going to happen here is we're going to get sort of just another drag lower, and I'm going to use another day as an example. It did happen sort of like this. So what I'm expecting is a bit of a drag lower, pick up a level, which will give us another entry long, and that entry long is another attempt at getting through the daily 200 EMA. Okay, so that's kind of my play at the moment. The trend is still to the upside, so I'm not really interested in shorts right now. I'm not even short scalps. The only thing I'm interested in is where price is going to find its feet and another entry to the long side. I'm looking for my second attempt at the daily 200 EMA. Okay. So that's kind of my view at the moment. And how it's going to play out is going to be pretty interesting because I think you've got this gap down, which is my first move down. Then I rallied. Now I've got an inside bar and I'm busy with another move down. So in a perfect world, what we're looking for is that. So if we just pick up on our fractals, remember I'm on the half hour, there's my first fractal, that's my measured move target, and then if I look further to left, there's another target here. So this is the zone I'm looking for. So anywhere between 24517 and 24478. Price hits anywhere inside there and starts sort of giving me, you can look at it on the 12 minutes, you can look at it on the 5 or the the 6 minutes, any of the lower time frames, but essentially what you're looking for is price to hit this area here, and that is the area you're looking for some price actions, in other words pin bars, big green bars, engulfing bars like these here, red with the green inside. You're looking for any kind of price action like that down here, and that is another opportunity to get long. I suppose the only challenge is from where we are now, it's 150 odd points. I suppose it's not impossible for the Dow to drop down here and then rally and still create a new high. Anyway, that's kind of my view on this at the moment. It could, I suppose what could happen here as well is these levels here could hold. So this level here, and you see as you go down on the lower time frames, you'll see more levels appearing. So here is another level which hasn't been tested. You see we've dropped down to try and come and test these two pin bars here and there, rallied a bit, and now we're moving to the downside. So I would expect this area to get tagged, which again would be this downward trend line. Okay, I think the critical aspect here is pay attention to the Williams percentage R here, because that is going to give you the indication of when you need to start looking for your next long entry. Okay, so it's pretty close to being oversold. So that is something that I'd be watching for, but I'd also be watching for these zones. Okay, so I think as you can hear, I'm only really interested in a long. And there is another trend line to worry about as well. Okay. So even if we do break this trend line, remember the trend is up. I'm looking for price to come down. That's not a signal that we are moving to the short side. If you're going to scalp it, yes, okay, it's a signal. But for me, I need a retest and a failure of the retest before I start looking at the shorts. Okay. So before we close off, let's just quickly have a look at the Ichimoku. You can see on the hour trend is still very strong to the upside. Okay, and if I look at the half hour, okay, we're in between Kijinson and Tekinson, which means we're ranging. Cloud hasn't got a twist. In other words, it hasn't done this. Chiku span is not through price, group to the downside. There's a very strong possibility that we're going to find our feet somewhere in this area. And if I just add this line here, you can see pretty much close to this test here. I think on the hour, yeah, there it is there. And on the hour, we could pull back to Kijinson on the hour before we move back to the upside. If we look at the 4 hour, we are very far from Kijinson and Tekinson. So you would expect price to come back, and that's the play I'm looking for. I'm expecting price to come back towards Kijinson and Tekinson before giving me another entry to the long side. Now, the daily is where it becomes very interesting because we are still underneath the cloud, which means bearish. We've had a bullish crossover, and we broke through price on bullish, but the cloud has not crossed over. And if you look at the oscillator here, all grouped to the upside. So this, with this long exhaustion bar, is a warning that this move is up. The cloud is over here as well, so you're expecting some sellers to come in pretty soon. Okay, but until they show their face, I think you want to trade with the trend, and the trend is currently to the upside. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for me today. It's I'm still looking for longs, just not where we are here. Draw your levels in, and you're looking off one of those levels there. Okay, that's kind of my take on this at the moment. So I'm expecting another attempt. I would say the daily gap, this gap down, more than likely close with another attempt to the upside. Maybe not today, but it'll be sometime today, tomorrow, or the day after. It just depends what happens today. And being Monday, we may just go sideways like this for the rest of the day. Okay, so just pay attention, keep your eyes open to these levels, draw them in, put alerts in, wait for price to get to them, and then watch for price action to indicate that you need to get in and trade to the upside. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I will catch up with you later. Cheers for now.